Hello. I don't remember the last time I came in front of the camera to say anything because 2025 went in a complete blur. I don't really know how the year ended so fast. And this is my, I don't know which attempt to film a YouTube video. I really thought that I would film more videos in 2025, but honestly, it has been such a busy year that I did not find the time to do anything. Or maybe I had the time, but I had too many excuses as to why I couldn't do it. Anyway, so 2025 is the year where I got married. I shifted to another place, um, started my cafe along with a partner, a business partner. So the cafe is in partnership, and I think the fair amount of time went into building the whole cafe, to be honest. I think we signed the papers in the month of March, and we opened the cafe in September. And in between that, I had to go, we went on like an R&D trip to Delhi, to Kolkata, and to so many other places, local places. And it was really hectic. And I did not realize that in doing so, in building a dream that you have always had, can actually also burn you out. So I feel the major part of my year went into building the cafe, and when I wasn't doing anything, and when I wasn't actively doing anything that required me to think about the whole cafe building process, I was just doom scrolling on Instagram, and that made me into a very slow, lethargic, like a very unproductive person, to be honest. This video is going to be very random. I am not going to think twice before editing and posting it because like this is the next point. I thought that this year, like 2020-25, I am building a cafe and
starting a whole new life. I'm going to from this, from that.
and I felt everything was just on papers. I did not do anything about it. I did film like a 4-part series about launching the cafe. So initially my cloud kitchen was called Roselle Patisserie. Now it's called Roselle X Caravan. So Roselle is my brand, and Caravan is my business partner's brand. So to introduce Roselle X Caravan to my customers, I made like a 4-part series, I guess, like how everything started. I was very, at that time I was very excited. Okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna write the script like this. It was very fun, but after that I completely vanished. I think I did not post anything for 4 or 5 months, and I always find myself uh, watching videos on YouTube, like things like, okay, how to start your YouTube channel, or things that you need to do in today 2025. If you're starting your Instagram page, or if you are starting your YouTube page. And I realized this pattern that I just keep on planning. Like, you have no idea how many videos I have consumed in the same category, like starting or things that you need to keep in mind while making videos in 2025. And at the end of 2025, I thought, this is it. Like, I have had enough. Like, I am not going to create anything unless I create something. I was so fed up with myself. I still am. Like, I am filming this video, but at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, who is gonna watch this? My room is always in a mess. I don't have the perfect setup, don't have the lights, whatever. Like, there is always something that keeps on stopping me to do this, and I know it's in my mind, because if I know if I really put my mind and if I put my mind and my heart into it, this will give me a lot of joy. And honestly, I am not doing this from um, making a career out of it. Definitely not. I am not cut out for it, because uh, I am doing this because this gives me a lot of joy. I remember there was this time where I used to cook, and that would make me feel so happy. Cook, bake, whatever. And then I was like, oh, I get so much happiness, like, doing this. Why don't I turn this into my everyday job? And you remember those lines, no? Like, if you love what you do, you will never work one single day of your life, things like that. But that's such a lie, okay? That is such a lie, because the moment you attach um, money to anything, that automatically becomes a job. And I'm not saying that baking doesn't give me joy anymore, or running my business doesn't give me joy anymore, but it does make me feel like it's a task. Like, I don't bake. I cook, don't get me wrong. That's also, like, once in a while. I also love cooking. Now I hate stepping into the kitchen. Like, 360 transformation happened like that, but I still enjoy cooking at times. But in terms of baking, I don't find myself baking anything out of joy, because at the moment I think that I'm gonna bake this, the immediate reaction I have is like, who is gonna buy it? And that's the point. There should be few things that I should do without even thinking कि ये कौन खरीदेगा, just to give me joy. And I realized there are other things than baking that can give me joy. One of which is shooting videos. I don't know. There is something about shooting videos that sparks so much creativity in me. I'm not saying I'm the best videographer out there, but to me, I think I do a pretty decent job, taking videos. And I was going through my phone the other day, and I realized I have more videos than photos. I don't know, for some reason, the moment I open my phone camera, I just go into video mode. I hate taking pictures. Video is something like that really excites me. So I am going to do this just for the sake of it, just because of the fact that this gives me so much joy, right? And there are other things that I want to do that I left behind, and I want to pick those things up because I know that that gives me a lot of joy. One thing that really want to do this year is read a lot of books. There was this time, I remember, I think when I was 19, 20 years old, I would buy 12, 13 books, and I would finish them in like 3, 4 months, and that would give me so much joy. I'm like, wow, if I can do this, I can do anything. And now I have like 5 books with me, which I recently bought, by the way, and I haven't finished one single book. Like, I have read half of it, but बाकी तो मैंने देखा ही नहीं. Anyway, so I'm gonna read books this year instead of watching series. I occasionally watch movies, on the weekends. But that's about it. I'm not gonna binge watch any series as of now. I don't want to. Mm. And also, why I want to. Wait. Also, I feel whenever I go onto YouTube, I feel there is this whole sect thing like, okay, you should make videos in your niche. That's where you get. That's where people find you, and people are gonna watch your videos. Because to be honest, sometimes when you get good views on your videos, that makes you happy. I mean, I am not I'm not like um, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, sometimes when you get good views on your videos, you feel like, oh, okay, something that I have created with so much of effort, people are liking it, people are enjoying it. And when they do comment about, like, oh, I really like your video, not gonna lie, that makes you happy, right? But for the longest time, I don't know what my niche is, because as a pastry chef, like, you open any pastry chefs, most of the pastry chefs Instagram profile or YouTube videos, you will find videos like, okay, how to make this, how to make that, tips and tricks. But I feel I'm so done with that kind of content. I would rather, like, those are behind the scenes for me. I would, like, the whole time I'm just thinking about, you know baking and things like that. In my free time, I don't want to think about baking anymore. I have come to that point of my life, right? So I honestly don't know what my niche is. But I do know one thing, is that I love watching I love watching people who uh, document their lives. Uh, like, let's say if I have been following a creator who was 20 years old, and then she or he has been making videos, and now they are 30 years, like they have turned 30, and you see their progress, you see how they have grown up, and that makes me feel like so, like, warm in my heart, right? It's like, oh, I have grown up with this person, and I really like that kind of a content. So I am going to focus on just documenting my life. That's it. I don't want to be like, okay, mera niche kya hai, what kind of a video I want to post. Let this just be my digital diary. I don't want to i don't want to focus on, okay, what other people are doing. This will be my morning pages. And if you don't know about morning pages, so it's a form of journaling. I remember, um, my dad instilled this habit in me. Like, I think I was in class 2, and he bought me a diary on, like, the on 1st of Jan. Those old office wala diary, right? Cheap paper quality. And it had, like, daily dates, like January 1, January 2, one page each. And then he would tell me ki, you start writing about your day. And I remember,
Remember, I think the first diary that I had, I was in class 2, and it would start like, Dear Diary, today I woke up at 7 a.m., then I brushed my teeth, then I ate my breakfast, then I went to school, then I met my friends, then I played, then I had this class, I came home, I ate my lunch, then I took a nap, then I did my homework, then I watched TV, and then I had my dinner, then I brushed my teeth, and then good.
and the entire diary is like that. I'm not even kidding. and and then that habit stuck with me. I have been journaling since a very young age, and I don't know if dad also dad also knew the importance of why I should journal. Because he told me one thing is like, it helps it improves your memory, and it improves the way you write things. You get to learn new words and things like that. But that has made, I think, a little significant impact on my life, because uh, I used to journal daily, right, when I was in school. And then after a while, I was like, I don't have anything. I don't have daily things that I want to journal. So I used to journal once in a while. And there were times like when I have had, like, very bad days, and I would feel scared to sit down and to journal, because I know if I sit down with myself and if I start writing, I am not going to, I will not be able to lie to myself. Because if anyone asks you, okay, oh, how are you can say, yeah, I'm good. But the moment you sit with yourself, I know, like, if I sit down to journal, I'm not going to lie to myself, and that would bring up so many emotions. So, anyway, so morning pages is a form of journaling. So let's say you wake up early in the morning, whenever you wake up, and the first thing you do is, like, after, of course, after like getting, like, washing your face and stuff like that, drinking your water, whatever, you sit down and you take 3 pages, right? And you start writing. You don't have to have any thought in your mind. You can just start with things like, oh, I don't know what to write, but I am sitting down to write so and so. And then I think line after line, you won't even realize the kind of thoughts that are in your mind. Like, when you start penning it down, it might take 1 2 days, but then you would realize that so many of the things that you think that you don't remember, or things that aren't bothering you, when you sit down to write those when you sit down to write those morning pages, things will automatically flow. So, in short, I want to treat my whole YouTube for 2026 as morning pages. I would start off like, I don't know what I want to say, but I know I want to document my life. So this is going to be the whole energy of 2026. Okay, I don't know how this angle looks like, but it feels like that I am on a FaceTime call. Am I looking like a potato? Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, morning pages for my videos, right? And I have made so many excuses as to why
I'm not making videos. Either I'm too busy, or I don't have the script ready, or I don't have the perfect location to shoot. I don't have enough light. It's like the list
goes on and on and on, and I had to put a stop somewhere, right? Otherwise, it I will just keep on planning, and planning gives me another level of high. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then no action. Again back to square one. Again back to planning. So I'm like,
हो गया बहुत प्लानिंग कर लिया এতিয়া হৈ যাব আৰু ইয়াতকৈ বেছি প্লেনিং কৰি মই আৰু মানে কাইলৈ মই অস্কাৰ লেভেলৰ চিনেমা এখন মই ৰিলিজ কৰিব নালাগে হৈ যাব যিমানখিনি জানো সিমানখিনিয়ে কৰ একদম লাইক ৱাইড এংগল শ্বট জুম আই মিন ক্লোজ আপ শ্বট এণ্ড পইণ্ট অফ ভিউ শ্বট ইমানবোৰ নল'লেও হ'ব just start with what you know and you can build on it later when you have the time and when you can do other things right.
The previous video that I was shooting got abruptly cut because my battery died. But anyway, what I was saying, I don't know whether or not people are going to watch what I create, but that will not stop me from creating. I am solely on YouTube to document my life, how I am navigating through things, because honestly, I did not choose this life at all. I always tell people that I am an accidental entrepreneur, because I did not have any idea that I would end in Dibrugarh running a cloud kitchen initially, and now a cafe. And now I have plans on what I want to do more, but this wasn't planned at all, and this was purely accidental. and I just want to document this life in a way. It also acts as a digital diary, which I have already spoken about, that I can go back to and look at myself and see how much I have grown. And I hope, like, if anyone else is going through something like this, they find some comfort in knowing that things do fall into place in its own time. And if not, if you are just a viewer and you enjoy being in this space and watching me grow as a person, I would give you a warm hug and, welcome you to my world. And yeah, that's about it. I am not an expert. I don't know what niche I belong to, but I really do know that I want to document this life. And so, yeah, this is me restarting YouTube in 2026. And I welcome you all. And let's figure it out as we go. And if you have been here, if you have watched the entire video, leave a comment so that I know that you watched the entire video, right? And that would give me joy. And if you like what you see, and if you think that this is something you want to keep on seeing in your coming days, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, share with your friends and family, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.